After opening the photo album, her daughters and Leon were captivated by the photos of the Silver Dragon Queen. They couldn't help but admire her image in the photographs. After concluding our chat with the Red Dragon Queen, the Silver Dragon Queen, and Leon returned to our room, only to find the room's layout felt somewhat unusual. Catching the photo album tossed by Issa, Leon turned around and started looking through the pages. Roswis wanted to prevent Leon from viewing the album, but she wasn't quick enough to dash over and retrieve it. Leon turned to one of the pages, and a photo inside immediately seized his attention. He couldn't help but remark, "Wife, I never expected you had such a side." Upon hearing Leon's words, Roswis tensed instinctively. Noah and Muon were also very curious about the photo of Roswisa. Muon reached out her hand toward Leon, asking him to show them the photo. "Dad, we also want to look." Leon carefully removed the photo from the album to show them the photo he meant. He turned, displayed the picture to them, and said to Roswis with a smile, "You looked so vibrant when you were still a student." Issa glanced at the photo and recognized it immediately. "Oh, this is a picture of Roswisa as the outstanding student representative, giving a speech on stage." In the photo, Roswisa stands before the lectern, with a lively smile. She was wearing the school uniform of St. H. Academy, her long silver hair tied into a ponytail, appearing full of spirit. She held the script for her speech in her right hand and rested her left hand confidently at her side while delivering her address to the students assembled. Leon couldn't resist remarking again, "How did you become such a reserved and aloof queen now, ah?" Sensing he was about to say something she wouldn't appreciate, Roswis immediately strode up to him. Then, she gave him a sharp kick with her high heel to silence him. Leon felt the sting in his foot and winced softly. He didn't dare cry out loudly in front of his daughters and Issa. Roswisa angrily snatched the photo from Leon's hand. She looked at him disapprovingly and whispered a reminder, "Don't get too cocky, you might be her next target for pranks." Leon lifted his injured foot, rubbing it gently while offering Roswis an awkward smile. Sensing her anger, he wisely fell silent. Leon placed the photo album on a low table, within easy reach for Noah and Mun. Noah began flipping through the album, looking at the photos inside with Muon. They seemed very interested in the pictures of their mother as a child. Issa stood behind them, smiling as she watched them browse. She remarked to them, "There are many photos of your mother when she was young further in. You can take a look." Gazing at these photos, Issa reminisced. As a baby, she was so fair and soft, it felt wonderful to hold her. These 2 pages in the album held several photos of Roswisa's childhood. A photo of her scared and crying upon seeing a spider, 2 photos of her as a newborn, crawling in bed and sleeping, a photo of her defeating a beast larger than herself single-handedly, a photo of her shyly holding up an award. Noah and Muon looked at these photos and exclaimed happily, "Mom was so small." Moon added, "Moon wants to hold Mom like that." After examining these 2 pages, Noah turned to another page. At this moment, Muon spotted a very striking photo. She pointed to it and excitedly declared, "Mom looks so cool in this photo." Hearing Muon's comment, Leon, standing beside them, felt curious. "Let me see." He gently bent down, leaning closer to Muon to see the photo. In the picture, Roswisa wore a crown on her head, a gorgeous white outfit, and a red cloak draped over her shoulders. She sat upon the throne, offering a cool smile as she gazed forward. This aristocratic attire reflected Roswisa's majesty and heroic bearing. Issa studied the photo and explained, "Oh, this is a photo taken on the day Roswisa inherited the title of Silver Dragon Queen." Leon turned his head to look at Roswisa, giving her a knowing smile. "Wow, you were cool." Hearing Leon's praise, Roswisa closed one eye, turning her head away slightly. Although she didn't want to acknowledge his compliment, the blush rising on her cheeks betrayed her true feelings. Noah and Muon continued flipping through the album, page after page, viewing all the photos of Roswisa from childhood to adulthood. Noah turned one more page and found it was empty. She said, a little surprised, "This is the last page." Moon cupped her face in her hands, looking at the photo album with disappointment. "No more? Moon wants to see more photos of Mom." Seeing that Noah and Muon had finished looking, Roswis breathed a quiet sigh of relief. She walked up behind them, picked up the photo album, and gently closed it. Okay, now that we're done looking, you can take it back and put it away, Issa. Just as Rosweise was about to hand the photo album to Issa, Issa produced a crystal ball from behind her back. Holding it up with a smile, she asked, "It's not over yet. Do you know what this is?" Rosweise grew nervous again, seeing Issa intended to reveal more of her past. She couldn't help but exclaim, "Issa!" The crystal ball in Issa's hand was something Leon recognized instantly. He excitedly raised his hand and answered Issa's question. "I know, that's called a recording stone." Issa covered her mouth, shaking the recording stone slightly while giving them a mischievous smile. She asked Noah and Muan, "Do you want to watch your mother's videos?" Noah and Muan grew very excited. They lifted their heads and looked up at Issa, anticipation clear on their faces. They spoke in unison. "Yes." Rosweise didn't want them delving further into her past. She hurried over to Issa, looking at her imploringly. "Issa," she pleaded, grasping her sister's hand, "as your own sister, I beg you, don't show what's inside." Seeing that Rosweise was trying to stop Issa, Leon couldn't resist joining in. He also walked up to Issa, clasped his hands together pleadingly, his face alight with expectation, and said sincerely, "As your brother-in-law, I also beg you, you must show us what's inside." Although he said this, he secretly thought Rosweise is so resistant. There must be some truly embarrassing videos hidden in there. Leon and Rosweise pressed close, each hoping Issa would heed their plea. Issa closed her eyes, hand to her forehead, smiling and shaking her head lightly as if torn by their conflicting demands. Then she approached them playfully, wagged a finger, and declared, "Well, since Leon is a guest here for the first time, let's grant his wish. I'll listen to Rosweise next time." "Yes," Leon beamed after Issa granted his request. He flashed Rosweise a V for victory sign. Rosweise glared at Leon. She could only curse him inwardly. "I am never bringing you here again." Issa asked the maid to help turn off the lights in the living room. Then, she found a small cushion and placed the crystal ball on it. She tapped it a few times. It emitted a dazzling light and began to play the video.